Hello, online crew. Welcome to a brand new week. This is one of my favorite videos of the week, my first video of the week, because I talk about something to do with personal development, personal growth, something to really make you think. And the reason that I do that is because although majority of you here to learn social media strategies and how to build your business online, it all comes down to you at the end of the day, the way you think, the way you act, the things that you do and say. It really comes down to you. And I want to share a message with those of you that are out there that are struggling with something. Maybe you have struggled with something, you're struggling with something at the moment. Most people are struggling with something, whether it could be your business, it could be a relationship, it could be a health matter, it could be, an internal struggle of yours mentally. Like, most people are struggling with something. And I don't know whether the universe is trying to send me messages or what, but on the weekend, I saw 3 videos that really captured my attention, and the messages were quite strong. And so this is what I'm sharing with you today is messages that I've heard from other motivational speakers and inspirational people. And one of these videos that I saw, some of you may have actually seen yourself, because millions of people have seen it. But it's a really important message. To those of you that are really struggling with something, you might just need to hear this, today. So welcome to today's live. If you're not aware, the first live of the week is something to do with, personal growth, personal development, something to help you make you think. And if we've not met before, my name is Helen Martin, and I'm your online crew captain. And I am here this is all just a bit of fun for our amazing community here. We have a community of home-based business owners, entrepreneurs, direct sellers, network marketers, all of the above. And the reason that you might be here is to learn modern social media strategies to grow your business online. So nobody wants to hassle anybody about their business. We truly want to learn how to attract people to us and do that on social media, because this is where it's at. This is where the world is at. COVID has pushed that forward big time, with people being home, everybody being on social media. So the opportunity is huge, but we want to do it in the right way and not the wrong way. So predominantly that's what we talk about here. So how are you guys? Just want to share with you a couple of things that are going on at the moment before I get into the content for today. One, my birthday special is finishing in the next 24 hours. So what that means, those of you that need more help with building your business online, you're looking for practical social media bite-sized trainings, then I would invite you to come and join us in our coaching community. We would have a lot of people listening now from our coaching community. Can you please share, guys, members, what you get out of that? You'll get immediate access to, 12 weeks worth of engagement post ideas, content creation ideas. There's 10 weeks worth of exclusive trainings regarding how to plan out your content on a personal profile, how to plan out content on your business page, just so many useful trainings for you to build your business online. And you can have access to that for $1 for a 7-day trial. And if you want to stay. And if you don't, then you don't have to. And those of you that would like access to a discounted annual membership, so that's just $277 instead of $297. That's available. All the details are above, or send me a message if you want to know more details. But that's finishing in the next 24 hours, guys. So if you want to take advantage of that and you're serious about building your business, and you want to get some more practical training, then that is available to you. Also, those of you that want to hone in your skills on live video, our next free video challenge starts next Monday, May the 3rd. So it's 10 days, completely free. I'll hold your hand the whole step of the way, give you the content ideas and the technical training. So get in there, get into the group. The group link is above, and invite your friends, because it's completely free. Okay, it's the last one I'm doing for free. So you want to take advantage of that. Also, tomorrow I'm not going live, which is not kind of, well, it kind of is planned, but just being completely honest, I've got a specialist appointment in the city, which is an hour away, and I couldn't get in any other time than tomorrow at the time that I go live. So sometimes your health has to take priority. So I'm not actually going live tomorrow, guys, because I've got to take that appointment because it's the only one that they could give me. And the day after, I'll be going live an hour and a half earlier. So I'm a bit all over the place this week, but that's because I'm doing a special presentation for my network marketing company, and that's taking priority. So I will be earlier, not tomorrow, the next day. Okay, so that's just a bit of a heads up as to where we're at and what's on offer. Let's see who's here today. We've got Cherie, Janet, Beth. Hello, guys. Hi, Cheryl. How are you? Hi, Soyeni. Good to see you on. We've got Lynn. Great to see you on live. We've got Helen as well. Susan, how are you? Helen and all the cool kids. Absolutely. Hello, Andrew. Great to see you on. Hello, Crystal. Susan's one of our awesome VIPs. Crystal's one of our life members. Hello, Andrew. Andrew's a life member. Judy and Bob, how are you? Great to see you guys on, life members also. Hello, Linda. Love the coaching community. A boatload of golden nuggets. It is. Never ending, up-to-date info is incredible, and we are very spoiled and lucky enough to be with Helen. Oh, thank you, Susan. I really appreciate that. Hello, Yvette. How are you? Good to see you on. Definitely in the next challenge. Good to know. The training is amazing. Unbelievable value for next to nothing. Pretty much. Hope all is well, Helen. Glad you're looking after yourself. Thank you, Crystal. I'm fine. It's just something that I just, have to get checked out. Anyway, so I want to share with you guys, there was some videos, and you guys will probably know these names. But one of them is Mel Robbins, and I caught a video of hers, and she was in the middle of a struggle, and she shared how she copes with it. And the other one is Trent Shelton, and millions and millions of views on this video on the weekend. So some of you may have actually seen that. But some really interesting, it really hits home how important it is as to how we carry ourselves through life and how we, how we deal with things. And to really recognize that we can't grow, we really can't grow and become the people that we need to become without the struggle. So for those of you that are really struggling with something at the moment, in a weird kind of way, we need the struggles in life to really, truly grow. Some of you might know that through your businesses. You might struggle a lot. You might struggle to find customers. You might struggle, for people to join your businesses. Sometimes the biggest struggles give you the biggest gains, but we need them in life. And something Trent shared, if you didn't catch this video, is in the last month, he's lost his mum, he lost his grandmother, and his daughter was in hospital with tubes all over her in 1 month. Could you imagine losing your mum and losing your grandmother, if you have them, or similar, like relate that to people that are close to you in your life, and then one of your children is in hospital with, bleeding on the brain, I think it was. I could have that wrong, sorry, but just a very serious issue with his daughter in the hospital. Like, that's a lot for anybody to deal with. Do you agree? So in those times when things are going wrong, you could have a health issue, you could have something you're dealing with, it could be a relationship issue, it could be your business at the moment, it could be anything. But you need those struggles, but it's how you handle those struggles. Some people go to water, they give up, woe is me, and they go into victim mode. And you just can't do that. You need the struggles in your life to be able to be the person that you need to be. One of the things that Trent shared was that everybody's looking for the butterfly effect, but nobody wants to go through the caterpillar moments. Just remember that saying. I thought that was really powerful. The caterpillar moments being in the dark, the pain, the struggle, the breaking through, you're alone, you're in the dark, and you've got to go through the caterpillar moments before you can spread your wings and fly and become the butterfly that you want to become in life. And that's the way we need to see life and absorb life and put it into perspective. When we have struggles, it's not the end of the world. It's just a struggle that you need to learn some lessons from and try to put into perspective. One of the things Mel Robbins shared in her struggle is reminding herself this is just the struggle in the moment. It's not necessarily going to be the struggle for the rest of my life. So putting into perspective, okay, this is here and now. How can I best deal with this sort of here and now? And what can I learn from this? What can I breathe through this? Like, taking time for yourself, breathing through it, and actually realizing this is just something I'm experiencing here in the moment, but this doesn't define my life. Some people go to water when there's a big struggle and they let everybody know about it. and they stop everything that they're doing, and woe is me. And we just can't do that. We need these struggles. Have you ever had a major struggle in your life with, at that time, it was the worst thing in the world, but now you're grateful for it? Like you needed the struggle to become the person that you have, or you needed the struggle to put a different perspective on things, months later. You couldn't see it at the time, but you needed to experience it to come out the other side. Does that make sense to you guys? I think it's really important messages. And something else Trent said is, and this will be relevant to a lot of people in the industry, for those of you guys that are listening, is who are you living your life for? And this was a really strong message about worrying way too much about what other people think. Most people don't hit their greatness, and they keep themselves enclosed in a little box, and they don't hit the heights that they should or they're deserving to, because they're way too worried about what other people think. He said, particularly on social media. Now, the reality of it is, statistically, he was saying that less than 1% of people in your life will actually, excuse the term, give a shit or really, really care, or their life will be affected when you go. Less than 1% of the people in your life will actually be shifted in a way when you leave this world. Most people won't give us two thoughts. Some people might go, oh, that's really sad. That's awful. That's, they were such a great person. And then they go on with their life. So the point is, who are you living your life for? Are you living it for the opinions of others that really don't care about you when you go? Or you're living it for what you really want to get out of life? Like, what are you so worried about? And are you living your life for the opinions of other people that really don't give you two thoughts after you've gone? Like, it's a really strong message, isn't it? But it's so true. It's like, people will, people pass away and they go, oh, that's really sad. You might shed a tear or two. And then a week later, they don't even think about you anymore. So remember that when you're holding yourself back from doing things, who are you living your life for? Is it for you and your goals and your dreams and what you really want out of life? Or is it for the opinions of other people? And, what might they say? Or, oh, I don't want to seem spammy, so I'm not going to, and I'm not suggesting anyone be spammy. But do you get that message? Like, who are you actually living your life for? Because at the end of the day, it's probably your immediate bubble, your immediate family, that their lives will be shifted when you go. But outside of that, people will forget about you. So I thought that was a pretty cool message. Something else that, I picked up from both Trent and Mel is, obviously life is way too short and life is very, very precious. So you want to make the most of it. It's not until sometimes people pass away, close people to you, that really, puts into perspective, what am I doing? Where am I spending my time? Why am I worried about these people like I'm holding myself back from my greatness? Life is too short and precious. And, at various times of our lives, things will happen that makes us sort of realize that. But I don't think we think about it enough. And the way that we live our lives and what's happening in your life in the moment is a result of the way that you think. And you can either be down on yourself for something that is a struggle that you're in, or you can shake yourself up and go, okay, this is the reality that I'm dealing with. What solutions can I put in place? What can I do to help myself get through this situation? Something Mel shared about, this is just one example, about people that have a problem with sleeping. She researched heavily into people that have problems with sleep. And one of the known reasons statistically that people struggle with sleep is because they tell themselves they struggle with sleep. The way that we think controls everything in your life. The way you think about yourself, self-belief, you can do it. You can financially be free. Like, how do you think about that? When you look in the mirror, what do you see? This is something, does anyone know Louise Hay's work? Mirror work? One of the things that, she, it's like years and years of, studies and books and stuff like that. Louise Hay, one of her things for personal development and helping people learn to love themselves, not in a superficial way, but we need to learn to love ourselves, to respect ourselves enough to get the things that we want, to do the things that you want, to not care about what other people think, to treat yourself well, to eat well, to look after yourself. So if you looked in the mirror and looked yourself in the eyes naked, I'm serious, this is something I've spoken to my VIPs about. If you were in the bathroom, you're completely naked, you look at yourself in the mirror, what would you say? What do you see? I've done that work before and I've cried. I've looked at myself in the mirror and I've cried because I couldn't face myself. I didn't like what I saw. So, the way we think about ourselves and the way we think about life, the way we think about struggles, you need struggles in your life to get you to where you need to go. You need struggles in your life to draw strength. You can't have strength and become the person that you really need to be without the struggles along the way. So the struggles aren't necessarily bad. They're just something that's happening in the moment that throws you off course. But how you handle it is really, really important. And what I really admire about these, motivational speakers, if that's how you want to label them, is that they go on live and they share to the world their biggest struggles. Actually, both of them, Trent and Mel, both said, I'm not ready to actually go into detail about the particular issue. Like, they didn't actually give massive detail about what they were dealing with. Although with Trent, it was pretty obvious. He lost his mum, grandmother, and his daughter was in the hospital. But there were certain things that he said, I'm not ready to talk about my mum yet, whatever. So they didn't necessarily go into great detail, but they were willing to share. And it's when we get vulnerable and, just realize that even the most, motivational, inspirational speakers in the world are not immune to struggles, but they're not afraid to talk about it. And the only difference between them and how they handle things and how you perhaps handle things is you hang on to the struggle longer than they do. So they rationalize with the struggle and just realize that life will never be perfect. And whether you're a multi-million-dollar, guru, motivational speaker or not, they still go through struggles like you do. They just think about it differently. And one of the biggest lessons that I share with my community here, you've probably heard me say this before, it's not that you can never do that much personal development that you'll never have a negative thought, or you won't feel down, or you won't feel challenged at times, or you won't build your business at times, or, you're just having one of those days or one of those weeks where everything goes wrong. You can never do enough personal development and personal growth work for that never to happen. It's how quickly you bounce back. It's how quickly you put things into perspective. It's about rationalizing with yourself about the struggle and how do you find the solutions instead of sitting in the negative and go, woe is me. People sit their whole lives sometimes in woe is me and they never get anywhere. But that's nobody's fault but their own. If you're sitting in a struggle, I'm not saying it's not bad. You may have some health issues going on. You may have some family issues going on. You may have things around you that are just crap at the moment. Lots of people are going through massive struggles at the moment. But do your absolute best to know that it's not forever and to recognize that we need the struggles to find our strength. And try to think positive about how you can move through it and move through it quicker rather than sitting in the struggle, because sitting in the struggle doesn't get you anywhere. Sitting in the struggle will hold yourself, back. Does this make sense, guys? I'll check in with, a couple of your comments in a minute. But I thought there was a number of things that I listened to, that all these messages, I was like, well, what is the universe trying to tell me? Maybe it's that, really, really go for it. Like, don't worry about what anybody thinks, because nobody really cares apart from your immediate circle. Once you go, like, really think about that. It's quite profound, don't you think? I'm just going to check in with a couple of your comments. What is this situation trying to teach me? That's what I ask myself when I'm dealing with something. Absolutely. What's the lesson that I can learn from this? Things will not always go your way, especially in your businesses. It's a roller coaster being in this industry. There's good times and there's times that you go backwards. There's, for those of you in network marketing, multi-level marketing, you might rank advance, and then the next month you go backwards a bit. Like, it's just the roller coaster of the industry that we're in. But it's like, it's not failure. It's just, nothing is ever failure in your life. Nothing. If you can look at things like, what can I learn from this? What are the lessons that I can take from this, rather than, oh, I failed at that, I'm bad at everything. And you can actually put the perspective on what can I learn from this? And take the lessons from it, like actually evaluate. And this is where I would say to you, again, I've said to you guys many a times, get out of the emotion and into the evaluation. Stop feeling sorry for yourself, pick yourself up, dust yourself off, and start evaluating. What can I learn from this? What do I need to do? What's working? What's not working? What can I do differently? Who do I need to reach out to? Who do I need to talk to? What do I need to do? How do I pull myself up? Is actually getting into evaluation, not the intense emotion regarding something. But that doesn't mean you can't get emotional for a period of time. Sometimes you just need to cry. Sometimes you just need to get angry. Sometimes you need to punch in a punching bag, if that's, what helps. Like, you need to feel the emotion. You should never be ashamed of being upset or angry, or like, you need to feel things. Otherwise, they're just going to resurface later. If any of you have shelved like grief or anything like that, it only comes out later in life. So you need to deal with things. You just don't want it to last for weeks and months on end. And that's your responsibility. And, who are you living your life for? You or other people around you? Are you attending to everybody else's needs and you're getting left behind? You're not looking after yourself. You're not sleeping. You're not eating properly. You're not doing what you need to do in your business because you're helping everybody else. Like, who are you living your life for? You should be your priority every time. Every time. Just remember that. Change your thoughts, change your life. Absolutely, Crystal. Say it all the time. Yes, I'm always wondering, why is this happening? Yeah. And sometimes we'll just never get those answers. We don't know, we don't know the reason people get cancer or get cancer back. It's like, are you kidding me? Second time round? Like, we don't know the answers to a lot of those things that go on. Like, Trent lost his mum and his grandma, and his daughter was in hospital all in 1 month. Like, how would most people deal with that? And yet he goes on live, and that's why it's had millions of views. Just an incredible way of shifting perspective. We need the struggle. And he said he's better off for it, interestingly. I have her calendar. Which one, Mel Robbins or Louise Hay? I love Louise Hay. I love her books. Self-care and self-love are essential. Self-love is everything. If you don't respect yourself, if you don't love yourself, as I said, not in a superficial way, but just you have respect for yourself, you won't eat right, you won't look after yourself, you'll look after everyone else's needs other than your own. So if that's where you're at, for some of you, you need to work on yourself before you work on your business. Or work on yourself while you're working on your business, because it's a journey. You don't just arrive. I don't think you ever arrive. We've always got stuff we need to deal with. Yeah, that's the book, You Can Heal Your Life. If any of you have not heard about that book from Louise Hay, there's many different versions of it. I've got a really, really old original version, which my sister gave me when Mum passed away, like a long, long, long time ago. Great book. And mind is powerful. It can be positive or negative, flip-flopping. Absolutely. Your mind is everything, guys. Your thoughts, you know how this works. You've heard it many times before. Your thoughts, create your beliefs, and from your beliefs create your words and your actions, and that creates your results. Everything stems from the way that you think. So if you're a really negative person, if you portray negative things, out in social media and to people, and, that's the way that your brain works, then you probably need to do a little bit of work on yourself, because that rubs off on everybody. And then you'll probably find yourself quite isolated. I had to do that naked exercise when I was in counselling. I cried too. Now I'm changing my thoughts about myself. I'm working to improve myself. I've lost 10 pounds and learning to love myself more and more every day. Awesome, Crystal. It's a real journey It's not something you can just do once and, you've arrived. You might do some work and think you're over something, and then something triggers you and you're like, oh, am I back here again? Like, to deal with this, it's constant work. I just want to share with you, a few strong messages from this is, who are you living your life for? Have a think about that. Do you really love yourself when you look in the mirror? And if you don't like what you see, then concentrate on how you can improve that. If you've got goals and dreams that you want, don't let anybody step in your way, because of what sort of Trent sort of said to us when we go, whose worlds are really shifted when we go. It's probably your immediate family, and that might be about it. So put that into perspective. And, with Mel's example regarding the sleep, a lot of people struggle with sleep because they tell themselves they struggle to sleep. I pick up on, and my VIPs know this, language. I will pull them up if they say, oh, I'm struggling with, and they'll say it again, and they'll say it again. And it's like, stop telling yourself you're struggling with that, because you're always going to struggle with that while you tell yourself you struggle with that. If there's things that you tell yourself that are negative over and over again, that's where you need to start for yourself. If you tell yourself, I'm bad at eating healthy, I'm bad at exercising, I struggle with managing my time, I struggle with being overwhelmed all the time. If you're telling yourself that over and over again, guess what? You're going to sit in that struggle until you can get yourself out of it, and pick up on your own language with what you say. I shared this with a student the other day. She was messaging me something, and I picked her up on her language just in text message. And she's like, oh my gosh, I tell my kids that all the time, what you've just told me, but I didn't realize I was actually doing the opposite myself. Like, check in with what you say and what you think and the language that you use. And when you use the words, oh, I'm so overwhelmed, or I always struggle with, or that's just the way I am, that's the trigger, guys, to go, no, you're not just the way you are. You can change anything you want to right now with your thoughts. You go, no, I don't want to be like that anymore. I'm going to start working on that right now. That's up to you. If you tell yourself, oh, that's just the person that I am, that's just what I do, that's just the trouble that I attract, that's just my life, everything goes wrong, you're going to stay there for the rest of your life if that's what you truly believe about yourself, until you can get yourself out of it. And that all comes from your thoughts. It is so freaking powerful, the way that you think. So if you're not ultra aware of what you say and, the things that you do and the way that you act and maybe the negativity that you portray, then you might need to look in the mirror a little bit, just to try to improve that, because you're in control. You're in the driver's seat. So make sure that you're on track and you're leading, the best path that you can lead for you, and that you're leading your life for you and no one else, because you don't want to keep yourself boxed up from your greatness because of what other people think. Like, who freaking cares? Just go for it. Just go for it. Okay. I've talked long enough. I hope you get something out of that. For those of you that haven't seen that video from Trent Shelton, it was a few days ago, I would encourage you to look it up and watch it, because it was really powerful. And it's about, I think the heading was the most powerful message you'll ever hear, or something like that. But, it is really important stuff to be aware of, so you can be the best version of you and you can have the best business that you want. Because unless you're cool, unless you're good, unless you're the best version of you, you can't have a thriving business. I'm sorry, you'll self-sabotage yourself. You'll get some success, but then the success will go backwards if you continue to go back to old habits and the way that you think. So you're in the driver's seat. It's up to you whether you do anything about it. And I'm going to leave you with that thought. Thank you for listening with me today. I hope that hits home to someone in some way, that just, even if it just raises your level of awareness as to the things that you say to yourself, or the things that you say to others about who you are. Oh, I just always struggle with that. I often get overwhelmed. They're the kind of things that you want to pick up on yourself and go, okay, I need to change that. All right. Now, remember, I'm not going live tomorrow. And the next day I will be live an hour and a half earlier because I've got a presentation from my network marketing company that clashed. And just remember the 2 things up above. The free video challenge starts next Monday, and there's only 24 hours left for my special birthday offer. Now, those of you that are in my coaching community, if you're still here listening, in 15 minutes time, we've got a live Q&A Zoom call. Where you get to ask me questions about your specific business, what's going on for you. So if you are a coaching community member currently, then come and join me on Zoom. All the details are in the group. I just posted a reminder about 45 minutes ago with the Zoom link and stuff. So I'll see you guys in 15 minutes and we can have a chat about your business and what's going on, and I can help you hopefully in something you're struggling with. Okay, so for the rest of you, I will see you not tomorrow but the next day. Bye, guys.